It's happening in America, and even in Britain. There's been a threat on the life of Nigel Farage by a man named Freya Leach, who is an illegal Afghan migrant. Here is what he posted.
You not know me. I gonna come to England. I gonna passa, man. You know, there's mother passa.
Now, he posted that TikTok video. He's been found guilty of making a death threat, but he's going to be free and on the streets again in 18 months. London Suffolk Crown Court sentenced him to 5 years in jail, but with time off, he's going to be out in 18 months' time. And it seems outrageously short, Freya.
It does. So what happened was Nigel Farage was making a video about illegal migrant crossings. And in that video, he played a video of this man, Fayez Khan, who was documenting his journey trying to cross the English Channel as an illegal migrant, and said, hey, this is the kind of person trying to come in. Someone with an AK-47 tattooed on their face, probably not the kind of person we want in the UK. Fayez Khan then responded with that death threat, and then now he's been detained. But Nigel Farage made a great point. This is just one example. How many more of these kinds of people crossing have gone undetected? Here he was speaking outside the court.
It makes me wonder, how many other madder passers are there now in this country, or will there be, as the boats continue to cross the channel? So I'm pleased with the judgment, but deeply, deeply concerned that this guy will be out free in 18 months.
Nigel Farage only found the death threat because apparently someone sent it to him on TikTok. I mean, it wasn't even the police going, hey, this guy's coming for you.
Well, they're too busy locking up reform councillors for saying they were born in England. I mean, obviously the whole thing is just absolutely ridiculous and concerning. I mean, firstly, the idea, I mean, how stupid would you have to be to actually make a video of you illegally trying to enter a country so you can get asylum there? Like, if you really want asylum, I think you're just going to want to get pretty quiet about it. You know, I probably don't think you want to make that a sort of, you know, a munchable, bite-sized TikTok video. And then to, you know, look, just, I mean, I'm not a murderer, so I'm just guessing here. But if you really are going to kill someone, don't put a video on TikTok saying you're going to do it. And again, another just, I'm not really particularly familiar with this world, but if you are trying to convince someone that you're a citizen of good character, maybe don't have an AK-47 tattooed on your face. Like, just, these are just little tips I'm going to give my kids as they get older and they're trying to get by in life. You know, if you want that big job, son, you know, maybe don't have the giant face tat of the machine gun.
It's so bad. And it then came out during the court proceedings that he'd already been convicted of around 17 crimes over in Sweden. So just absurd stuff, but thankfully justice was served. But there is some positive news in the world. A new study out of the US has found that the share of young people at universities identifying as non-binary has almost halved in the last 2 years alone. In 2023, 6.8% of young people identified as non-binary, so not male or not female, however that works. And now that's down to just 3.6%. So there was that huge spike post-COVID, and it's come right off. This gives me so much hope, but I think, Kel, it symbolises two things. One, we've reached peak woke, which praise the Lord for that, but also that the social contagion element, the fact that this was a trend, a fad, is also fading. People are starting to realise this is not cool. This is really weird.
And it really was a fad. There were instances in American high schools, for example, where if one girl decided she was trans, suddenly lots of other girls of the same age in the same class all made the same decision at about the same time. So it was that kind of social infection. I mean, this non-binary thing I find fascinating, how you identify as being not male or female. I mean, aren't you tempted to say, look, when you get out of the shower, just look in the mirror. You'll work it out. It's not that confusing. And the idea that you could identify as whatever you want to identify with, I identify as being a 7 foot tall champion basketball player. Now, but I
So
don't
do we,
think
Cal.
Yeah,
That's
and
how
I
we
am,
see
aren't
it.
I? Right.
Yep.
So, but I don't think any team's going to appoint me to their team. So the identify what it means, I think, is there's been an outbreak of common sense. You can't live in fantasy world. Sooner or later, reality breaks in, doesn't it?
But
I
what,
think actually the real take-home message is that all the COVID vaccinations turned people non-binary.
Interesting take there from Joe. But what does concern me is how many kids have already undergone life-changing hormone therapies as a result of this fad. I guess we'll find out in the future, and it'll be very, very sad.